We in here like swimwear. Our edges together. Is the melanin on? Yes, it is. And then put my edges back. Glasses always mess up my upper ear edge ministry. It never wants me to be great, but it's okay. Just slick it back. That's all we have to do. Slick it back. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss P. I hope that you are doing fabulous, darling. I am doing well. I'm on my last day of my antibiotics. There's still a little tickle in my throat, but it's okay. It's not going to stop my show. Thank you guys so much for all your well wishes with my bronchitis. I'm doing a lot better. It's okay. We're just going to rock it. We're going to do this. All my fellow allergy people out there, you feel me? You understand? Make sure to go ahead and like this video. Thumbs it up. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on all of my social media at Miss TP90. And it is time for the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part number 1. Child, it's 4 parts to this. Bravo, you really be playing with my emotions. You really be playing with me. And I don't appreciate it. But either way, we're just going to go on and get into it. Okay, Sheree. I enjoyed the hair. Like, it was giving me everything. I enjoyed it. Sheree's hair this season has been giving me life. All of her edges are strong. They're in there. Also, with Kenya Moore, even though sometimes she gets on my nerves, I enjoy how she puts together, okay? She always comes through on these reunions. Okay, hair. Portia, I enjoyed the shortcut sometimes on Portia. I enjoy her long hair a little bit better, but that was cute on her. I enjoyed it. She was giving me 70s flash fantasy. She was giving me that. And Miss Cynthia Bailey, she's 50. Like, oh my God, black don't crack, honey. She was giving me everything. I enjoyed the big hair. She was sitting. The girls were sitting. I was ready for it. Candy, no. We've seen the part down the middle lay. I don't know what I was wanting from her. The girls were sitting up, and we figured out she got them tuned up a little bit. I have to say, I enjoyed Phaedra Park's look for the evening. Did I miss anybody? No, I don't think so. I think those were the only ones that had peaches for this season. Anywho, I think everybody looked really nice as a whole, as an ensemble at Castle and Day. The first thing they talk about is whose tits are real. I know mine are, okay? I have freaking frack right here. They've been with me my whole life, through my weight loss, through my everything, and they have just stuck tight like glue. I was so confused. I was like, why the hell are we having this conversation? Why is this the first segment? Can we just get into the juicy stuff? Kenya was like, I've always had big boobs. These are my boobs. Everybody was like, okay, Kenya. I don't know. You remember when was she on Martin? I can't remember if she had big old bitties. Like, was that after she won? I don't know. Portia, I hollered at her. She started off the shade when she said, well, they've settled in nicely. I mean, Candy was like, you know what? I pumped my titties up. I had asked, oh, shit, what's my husband's name? Ty, do you want to? No pun intended, because that's one of my song titles. Candy Cane, you're deflecting. That wasn't the question, my dear. The question was, you said that some of them got their titties done, and you didn't say who you thought it was. Who was it? I mean, you know what? I was getting kind of mad at Candy in the beginning because she deflects. But near the end, I was like, let's keep going. I loved Andy. He just kept looking at everybody. He was like, you know what? Out of all of you, I don't know if y'all do bow tie. I don't know if black people do that. But out of all of the franchises, all of y'all faces look comparable to when I first met you. Like, this is crazy. All my other counterparts, I don't know who they are. But your nose, it looks the same. Have y'all had any work? Have you done any type of bow tie? They all done had some fillers. Like, I can guarantee you. But anywho, we're going to fast forward to the Moore Manor versus Chateau Sheree. Shade was so real. They wanted to know, Sheree, are you living there, ma'am? She was like, yes, I am. That's just how Sheree. Yes. She talks with her whole head and her shoulders. Yes, I am. Kenya was like, you know what? When I pass through, because I pass through all the time, after I go to Zaxby's and I come back home, the basement lights are never on. I never see you coming out of there. Nobody's ever there. I mean, I've just never seen anything. But you didn't hear that from me. I'm not a stalker. They started talking about Chateau Sheree's housewarming and how everybody had went to the basement and they weren't supposed to. And the whole time Sheree was looking, she has this fake, I can't stand y'all bitches smile. And she was doing that to all of them, especially Kenya. Andy was like, so why'd you do it, Kenya? I was being shady. I was like, thank you for being honest. Sheree was like, well, at least I have baseboards and trim in my home. Andy was like, well, what's your name, little girl? Kenya, do you have baseboards yet? Andy, his shade is right there, but it just flows. And you didn't know it was shade until you think about it. Baseboards yet. I hollered. She was like, I live in a modern home. Bitch, that ain't got to do nothing with nothing. I mean, some people don't like it. I understand you have modern homes and boo-boo. That is your expense, okay? I have nothing to do with that. Kenya was like, well, at least I can pay for my house and there's no liens. Child, people leaning all over the place. I'm, whew, whew. I don't know how Portia just jumped in and started talking about Kenya and how her home was paid or the down payment or whatever, and how African Prince from Zamunda came through and started paying. Because you remember, didn't she have a Bentley or something? She was with somebody a couple seasons ago, and he had bought her a Bentley or something, so she was piggybacking off of that. We all sitting here looking at Portia like, ma'am, where'd that come from? True T, bitch. I hollered. Like, I need a shirt that said True T, bitch. I rolled. Because it was right on cue. I loved it. Portia, sometimes you butt in at the wrong time, but that was fun. They were like, Portia, how do you know? Because I'm a Nubian queen. The question was posed. Whose home would you rather stay at? Candy, you know she forever riding the fence. I would stay at both of them. Both of them are nice. Personally, I would stay at Sheree's overnight just because it looks like she has more rooms and she would have some real nice mattresses and comforters. Now during the daytime, I would stay over at Kenya's. Why? Because she always had the food. I know she will replenish her refrigeration. She has appliances. That's what I would do. I divvy up my time and half it up. Here goes Kenya trying to squash it, maybe apologizing, talking about we both were building homes. Yours took maybe 5 to 10 years, maybe 20. Mine took around like 2 months to do. And it's okay. I mean, we're both doing it. It's fine. Let's just squash it. I'm sitting here like, Kenya, you're out of order. Did y'all watch Iyanla try to fix Neffy and her husband's life? You are out of order. That's what I wanted to tell Kid. You're out of order. The next segment they get on is Phaedra trying to be the peacemaker this season, where she really ends up disturbing the peace. She goes, well, I bless God. Nothing is too hard for God. There is no failure. I was like, okay, Phaedra, be quiet. Okay. Candy was like, that's some bullshit. I love the Lord. But that's some bullshit. Aside from that, I think she did great with the idea for the camp for Flynn and doing that for the kids. I think that's awesome. I love that they showcased that this season and how all the ladies came together for charity. I think that is awesome, and I think they should start doing that a lot more. But child, you know good and damn well Phaedra and Kenya were not going to be friends. Ever. They talk about the trip. They were like, so Kenya, did you end up sleeping like in the extra long twin bed, or was it even an extra long? You know what? I don't remember. And I'm sitting here like, how the hell do you don't remember? I remember where I stayed in California 5 years ago. Andy comes through and she's like, yeah, I think that was nice that she did the charity, but my office got a letter back basically saying that we only gave 500 where I know I gave 5,000. Phaedra was like, well, I have the receipts, honey. I can pull out the email right now. And we actually gave you a letter back the same day with the amendment. I was sitting there like, whoa, okay, Candy Gang, is it that serious? You done got your write-off for your taxes. The next thing they get on is the whole divorce party mess. And I'm just going to say, yes, Kenya was very disrespectful in previous seasons, and she's still disrespectful now. But Phaedra, you saying let the past be in the past, you having prayer circles, and then you going to bring it back up. Was the party distasteful? In my opinion, I really did not think that the party was her being spiteful or malicious. I didn't think so. I just thought she was trying to make sure everybody had a good time because of everything that happened. And Cynthia said, you know what? I was surprised by it. I didn't want to have a divorce party, child. But I told her, and that was it. I really don't get it with Phaedra. Phaedra talking about she didn't think that their friendship was tarnished because she told her how she felt. No, you said the bit was trifling. And y'all were never friends to begin with. Like, those are type of things that you telling somebody, I don't fuck with you. I really believe Phaedra, especially as an attorney, should know how to come at people and how to make something smooth over. No more prayer. They ain't gonna do no prayers no time soon. I was even looking at Andy like, do you think they gonna pray right now with some white sheets? Absolutely not. Dum dum dum. They get on the Portia saga. I said, okay. Portia's talking about how she's going to therapy. Everybody blaring their eyes. I'm sitting here like, what's wrong with baby girl going to therapy? And y'all don't pay the therapy bill? Y'all don't know she got blue cross? Andy was like, so how is anger management going? Great! Back a couple episodes, and when they asked you and wanted to get your take on it, you got upset. But we understand that she was upset because all the girls had received a message from Phaedra basically saying that Portia wanted to talk about her anger management, which was not true. Phaedra glazed over that, honey, and Portia interjected and was like, I told her because that's the type of friend that I am, and she apologized and we moved on. And I'm sitting here like, oh, okay. But she lied a lot on your behalf. I have to give Portia one of these for using her inside yet outside voice when talking to Kenya or anybody who was getting loud with her. Speaking of defending yourself, Kenya was talking about, I don't provoke people. I don't know what's going on. I'm sitting here like, you don't? You don't? Huh? When she called Portia Dr. Dumb, I hollered. I rolled on that one, child. I mean, but still, you don't think you provoke people? I don't know if Andy had a question from a fan or if that was his question, but he looked at Phaedra and he said, you know, when stuff is going on with your friend, why do you just sit there and not do nothing? Phaedra was like, look at here, boo-boo. Outside of this show, I'm an attorney, esquire, okay? I gotta get my coin. I can't be out here looking silly and throwing bows and, you know, cussing and shit. I ain't got time for that. But I'm sitting here like, yes, you're on TV, but okay. Portia's making excuses for her again. I said, and I called her about that situation and we squashed it. I'm sitting here and you know what, Candy was like, well, why didn't you give me a courtesy call? And she was like, but we weren't cool like that. I didn't have to give you a courtesy call. And I'm sitting here like, I agree with that, yes and no. Yes, on the point of it's important if you got a problem with somebody to bring it to them. I'm not a fan of glazing it over and talking about it behind closed doors. No, you confront that person before it gets too old. But at the same time, if y'all not cool, she don't really owe you a phone call. Y'all needed to come together at a dinner or something and y'all not walk away and be adults and talk about the situation. I'm trying to figure out, when did Candy Cane and Portia fall out? I remember. It was with, was it Block? Yeah. Candy and Portia end up having a hollering match. And the hollering match was about, you can't buy me, even though you helped for the Celebrity Apprentice. I wasn't trying to buy you. I did that for you. And how did we fall out? And what happened? And Portia ended up saying, I ain't gonna kiss up to your ass. I about rolled. I have to say, Reunion Part 1, it was alright. Down below in the comment section, I would love to know, what did you think about Reunion Part 1? I know Part 2, ooh, I can't wait. Part 2, it's just gonna be good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you on the next video. Peace, love, and a wall. That good stuff. God bless.